Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. As last Friday, we have started with our new chapter that was air pressure. Today, we would be continuing with our same topic, air pressure. Before that, I would like to do some revision what we did in our previous lecture. In previous lecture, we discussed about what is air pressure, what were the elements, what is temperature, and so on. So today we would be saying other sub topics, that is pressure belt on the earth's surface. As I told you, climate is a long-term pattern of weather in a particular area. Weather change from hour to hour, day to day. There are types of climate, that is tropical, dry, temperate, continental, polar. As you can see the picture, the way the rays reaches the earth, if you notice it, the equatorial area, the mid area of the earth, the sun rays is getting more as compared to polar side. Now students, I hope you do remember in your class previous class, that is 6, equator bisects the earth into north and south part. The one of the part is called northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. I hope you all remember. On the globe, at the north and the south end of the earth axis, they appear as the point. These are called the north pole and south pole respectively. The parallels from the northern hemisphere are referred as 5° north, 15° north, 30° north, 50° north, whereas as I told you, there are types of climate, that is tropical, dry, temperate, continent, polar. Now this is a diagram of pressure belt and planetary wind. If you will see, in some area between the belt, the pressure is high, and in some area the pressure is decreasing. Tropical climate, the climate zone typically found in the equatorial zone by the high temperature throughout the year. Now why the equatorial zone having high temperature? As before, as you have seen the picture, the sun rays is directly reaching the earth's surface, which is closer to the sun. The second one is the earth. This climate zone are so dry because of the moisture is rapidly evaporated from the earth, and there is very little precipitation. So we will be saying more detail about the pressure belt on the earth. What is it is exactly? On the earth system, there are 7 pressure belts. If we will see, there are how many belts are there? 7. Polar high pressure belt, subpolar high pressure belt, mid latitudinal high pressure belt, equatorial low pressure belt, mid latitudinal high pressure belt, subpolar low pressure belt. Totally 7 pressure belts are there. Except for the equatorial low, the other form matching pairs in the north and south hemisphere. If you will observe, in the northern side it is subpolar low pressure belt, and northern side is subpolar low pressure belt. if you will see both the north and south, both the belt name is same except the equatorial low pressure belt. Pressure belt are seasonally identical horizontal pressure variation created in the earth. Horizontal pressure variation created in the earth atmosphere just above the earth's surface due to seasonal variation of energy received by the earth at different places. As well, all you know, the shape of the earth is oval. So, because of that, when the sun rays, which is as the sun rays coming towards the earth travel in the straight line. But as you all know, this earth, the shape of the earth is oval shape, that is spherical shape. They these are not perpendicular to all parts of the surface. As some part they are perpendicular, where in other part it is a slanting. Now next point is equatorial pressure belt. Due to the vertical rays of the sun, here there is an intense heating. The air therefore expands and rises as conventional current, causing low pressure to develop. As this process operates continuously, a low pressure belt gets formed in the central part of this region between the parallel 5° north and 5° south. Mid latitudinal high pressure belt. Mid latitudinal high pressure belt, it is also called subtropical belt, that extend pressure close to the tropic. Due to low pressure at the higher latitude, the air cools down and becomes heavier. This heavier air descends down in both the hemisphere. Now, which are the both hemisphere? Northern and southern hemisphere. In the region between 25° to 35° parallel. This lead to formation of high pressure belt in this parallel of latitude in both the hemisphere. This dry air, hence the region does not get rainfall. Subpolar pressure belt. The subpolar low pressure belts extend between 45° north and the Antarctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and 45° south and the Antarctica Circle in the southern hemisphere. They are known as North and Subpolar and South Subpolar low pressure belt. Two parallels get reduced as we move towards the pole. This result is lesser friction of the air with the Earth's surface. Air in this region is thrown out because of this reduced friction and also because of the Earth's rotational motion. This leads to development of low pressure belt. This condition is observed in the area between 55° and 65° parallel in both the hemisphere. Polar high pressure belt. Here the air is cold. As a result, high pressure belt get formed. These are called polar high pressure belt. They are generally occupying the area between 80-degree and 90-degree parallels in both the hemispheres. The duration and the intensity of sun rays varies during particular period of year in both the hemispheres. As a result, the location of the temperature zone and the pressure belt depends on the sun's heat also vary. This change in the order of 5 degree to 7 degree towards north in Uttarayana. Now students, as we all know, air pressure has the following effect. Pressure, when the pressure decreases, the amount of oxygen available to breathe also decrease. Then what will happen? It was very difficult to breathe. As you remember, when the air pressure is high, decreases, the amount also decrease. What will amount will be decreased? The amount of oxygen to breathe. Origin of wind. The speed of the wind is directly proportional to the pressure. I said the speed of the wind is directly proportional to the pressure. That means when the pressure increases, the speed of the wind also increase. Conventional rain. Conventional rain, it occurs frequently on hot days, usually giving cumulus cloud and thundery shower. The sun heats the ground, which causes the air to warm and becomes very hot. Then the air rises upward and become cools. Then it condenses to form the cumulus cloud. I hope you remember few months back, that is in May, there was a rain in between and it was full of thunder also, right? I hope you remember. Next is isobar, the line that joins the places of equal pressure on the map is called an isobar. Now students, before we end with our lecture, let us have a recap what we have done till yet. We have studied about the temperature and the air pressure, which are closely related. As you all know, when the temperature is high, what will happen? The air pressure would be low. As the temperature rises, the air get heated, expand and become lighter. This lighter air in the uneven distribution of temperature influence the distribution of air pressure too. This leads to the formation of low and high pressure belt horizontally between the equator and the pole. Temperature zone and pressure belts are interrelated to each other, but the latitudinal extent of the temperature zone is much larger while pressure belts are narrower. We studied about the pressure belt. The pressure belt, the heat received from the sun is uneven in the different region. Hence, the distribution of temperature is uneven from the equator to the pole. As a result, the temperature zones are created, which we have further studied, that is the equatorial low pressure belt, mid latitudinal high pressure belt, subpolar pressure belt, polar high pressure belt. The major differences between the pressure zone and pressure belt is that the temperature zone are continuous and are spread from the equator to the pole from torrid to frigid. Pressure belts are not continuous and area of high and low pressure are found in different regions. from the equator to pole. All the things in and on the earth stay earthbound because of the earth's gravity. This includes air, which is in the gaseous form. Due to earth gravity, air is pulled to the earth's surface. That is why air pressure is maximum at sea level. Air exerts pressure on everything and everyone, including us. It is believed that the weight of the air column on any one pressure heads amount to 1000 kg. Now, students, it is the end of our lecture. So, before that, make sure before watching this video, read your textbook. Thank you. So that it would be easily to understand the topic.